All of the pop-up cards use the same basic mechanism here, as we can see on really all of the ones that we've got on here. So I'm going to show you on this one how we make it, and then you can apply it to all the others. Now you'll notice that you've got some score lines and some fold lines. You need to cut out the one that you've chosen and then score along the dotted lines, and you'll notice that the dotted lines run all the way along on some of the images here, like so. So when you've done that, just simply crease everything up. We've got the 2 down there, and then we've got a side one here, and now comes the trickiest fold of all, and that's folding these parts here. And it really isn't too bad, but if I just show you here, it kind of pushes inwards behind to create a V. So as I push that down like so, those two are flapping like that. I'll show you there, like that, and like that. So effectively what we get is the mechanism sticking at the back, like so, and that squeezes nice and flat. So you can see now that as we open it up, that pulls up and down like so. Okay, so again, just to run through, make sure your crease lines are all nice and nicely scored, and then when it comes to this one, just push it down. I squeeze from one of the ends here, that automatically squeezes there, and then you fold it like so. Okay, the next part to do is to glue it. Now you'll notice that there's no actual instructions of where to place anything. So what I tend to do is first of all work with the image here, and then I put this part on next. So what I'm going to do is line up the centre line with the centre of the page. Before I do that, glue the tabs. I've got 2 tabs there, glue those, and then they will fold back behind like so, and there'll be a line, a crease on your page. You need to line up the middle of this with that crease and make sure that the top part here isn't sticking out over the page. So I always pull that down a little bit, line that up with the crease. That really is important. If you stick 1/2 down, you can lift it to make sure that that's folding, and I know that it is. And there we go, that's the basic mechanism down there. Now this won't really work properly, but we'll see how it opens and closes like so. It's actually the paper that goes over it that forces it up and down. But that's working nicely, and it folds, it does fold properly. Okay, so the next part is to put one of the covers on here, and again, cut it out, score along the lines, and then we'll just glue the 2 tabs here. I think my glue pen's just about to run out, and then come back and glue the other one with a glue pen that hasn't run out, and then I fold the 2 tabs behind. Now on this one it's not so bad, but what I want to show you is we've got to make sure that everything we have is stuck underneath, as it were, like so. You don't want that tab sticking that down. So what I tend to do is just crease that down. Now this has a little centre line, and that has to line up with your centre point there as well, with the crease in the paper. That is important. So what I'm going to do now is just fold that down there, move it around so I can get it where I want it to go. That lines up there, and I can work out the height. Now the obvious thing is we don't want it there. I would come up at least about a centimetre above. But depends, each of them is just slightly different. It's a value judgment that you can make on that. And there we go, that one to there, that lines up with the centre there, and that one there. Now the Christmas tree is just touching on that part there, so that's really found its natural layer. And then as we close it up, everything will go inside like so. Just push it down to let everything find its own level, because where we put it and where it wants to go is sometimes 2 different things. And then open up, and our pop-up will pop out like so. And there we go. And everything should work nice and smoothly for you. And of course we can go on now and do the same with all the other ones. I've got a meerkat here, we've got the angels, we've got Father Christmas, we've got a whole range of things, but they'll all work on this basic principle. So once you've practiced on one, it'll be the same for all of them. So as I said, it's really just a case of putting things down where they want to go, and then you'll find that everything's fine. Once it's down, rub it down. You'll notice that's where everything finds its own level, as I've said. Open up, boom, and there we go. So where you place these elements really depends on this, and then the box is up to you. It can be a little bit higher. With a Christmas tree, it would have hit if it went down any lower. So there was a natural place for that to go. But it really isn't too difficult. You can't really go too far wrong. It'll either work or it won't. And some of them you can either have more showing or less, but I just think it works. It's just a little nice surprise there for you when you open and close the card.